To say that today is a day I've been waiting for a very long time is quite the understatement. In the studio, I have the entire Series 1 range of Valaverse Action Force products. And for those of you who are on my Patreon page and you kind of saw a video message last week where I teased like a big video that I'm working on, well, it is my review of Action Force Series 1, so I can finally kind of let that cat out of the bag. That's what it is I'm working on. But that video is still probably a couple of weeks away because it's a really, really big video. What I want to do in the meantime is run you through a bit of a tutorial on kind of how I treat these action figures the first time I take them out of the package to ensure that I don't accidentally break anything. You know, plastic action figures, sometimes when things have been packaged for a while and you first take them out, some joints can be a little stiff and things like that. And 95% of this product I had no issue with, but I did, through my own over exuberance, break a hand on one of the figures. And I want to help you guys avoid making the same mistake. So a quick tutorial video on Valaverse Action Force coming up. Stay tuned.
Come with me, toy fans.
Hey toy fans, my name is Tony and welcome back to the Analog Toys YouTube channel. Now, with any kind of modern 6-inch scaled action figure, obviously we've got some companies that are terrible with their articulation and durability, like NECA is a glaring example. And I'm not making this video because there is any major issue with Action Force products. As a matter of fact, this is like 99% to perfect, if you ask me. But I did actually break off the hand of my Steel Brigade figure, the left fist that was attached to the figure when it first came out of the package. And basically what had happened to me was that I'd opened 3 or 4 of these figures already and I'd had no issues whatsoever. I had changed hands because, you know, one of the great things about this toy line is that they come with like 4 pairs of hands each. But yeah, I'd had no issues, so I was kind of starting to rush, and I found that the Steel Brigade hands were much tighter than usual, and rather than trying to heat the joint and preventing any breakage, I just, you know, persisted on and basically snapped the peg off this hand. Luckily, there are tons of spare hands with the other figures, so you can find a suitable replacement if you want to give him another left fist. The usual methods that people use are, you know, Star Wars collectors talk about the old boil and pop. Boiling water to pop a Star Wars head off a figure body that's been there a long time. You don't need boiling water. You don't need to boil water. You can use warm water straight out of the tap. But what I actually prefer is the hairdryer. Give it 10-15 seconds of heat and you're good to go. So what we're going to do, first of all, I'm going to open up the Swarm Trooper. With these figures, you open them up and you'll find, see, it's got a nice blister there that displays all, you know, the figure and all of the accessories. When you get these out of the package for the first time, you'll discover that you take off this kind of top lid and there is a film covering the rest of it. That film has been put there for a very special reason, and that is to prevent any paint transfer from the figures or accessories onto the front of the packaging. I've had this one open before, so I've already removed the film. It's very, very simple, just a clear film, you just peel it off. The reason I've chosen the Swarm for this particularly is it's such an amazing figure. When I was kind of going through all the products in Series 1, I wanted to save the best for last, and I was so excited about the Swarm. That's what I did. I left the Swarm till last. And I found this figure, beyond all the others, to have some of the tightest joints. So when I first take a figure out of its packaging, when I articulate it for the first time, I want to be very, very gentle. So I literally go through the figure, I test out the butterfly joint, the double jointed elbows, the knees, the hips. We have drop down hips. And on this figure, when I got to this leg was a little bit tight. So rather than force anything and potentially break something, I get my trusty hairdryer. Sorry, I get my hairdryer, get this cable over here, and I want to heat this figure for about 15 to 20 seconds. Gently moving the head of the hairdryer up and down as we go. Once we've got a little bit of heat into it, all of us, oh, those joints just, they articulate so smoothly. And I also find that once you do that the first time, it's not something you've got to do like with a NECA product every single time you want to articulate a joint. It's just a one-off thing, you know, things seize up when, you know, a lot of things in the factory get heated and cooled for, you know, for different parts of the process. Parts of the plastic get heated to fit them together, and parts of the figures and the products get heated to cook the factory paint. And all of that kind of different heat fluctuation, and then it goes into storage on a container, you know, traveling across the ocean for several weeks. Things can kind of seize up. So you do that for the first time and you're all good to go. I've found that I've had no issues removing the heads off the figures. They come off very, very easily. And the good thing about Valaverse Action Force, all the ball joints on all the different figures are exactly the same. So you can, you know, the customizability of these figures is incredible because everything swaps over. It's not like G.I. Joe Classifieds or Marvel Legends, where it's like every single figure seems to have a slightly different ball joint for the head, and all these things are different. So now I've, and again, you don't have to do this with every figure, but if you get a figure out, as I said, just to be cautious, I don't want to break my product and I don't want you to break your product. So when I first get a figure out, the first time it's out of the package, I kind of go through and I articulate each joint. And if anything feels tight, I give it 10 to 15 seconds with the hairdryer and off you go. Now, when it comes to the hands, I don't want you to break the peg off your Steel Brigade's left fist like I did, because I got really annoyed with myself. And now I'm going to have to buy another Steel Brigade because I want a perfect one. But the hands, to be cautious, I do suggest if you are going to swap out some hands on your figure, that you do heat it. And that's, I'm not saying give each figure a bit of a try, and if there's some resistance, I recommend to just completely avoid any breakage of any kind, heating the hands and the wrists of the figures prior to swapping out the hands. So I want to set up my Swarm Trooper figure so that he can hold his right hand with a pistol grip, and in his left hand I'm going to use what Valaverse has called this kind of combat grip hand, a kind of grip where, you know, if he's got a pistol grip here to hold his submachine gun, he's just got a combat grip hand there where he can lay the barrel in and support the barrel. Those are the hands I want to put on my Swarm figure. So again, a few, 10 seconds probably on each hand with a hairdryer, and these will come off easily. That should be all we need. Piece of piss. Absolute piece of piss. And I really get the impression with this product that kind of once you've changed the hands a couple of times, that you're not going to need to do it again. Now, the other thing that you will need to heat, just to make your life a little bit easier, there's nothing really that's gonna break here, is that these amazing Action Force figure stands that you can see here. There are 4 different pegs on here, so you can get the figure into a variety of different positions. But getting the figure's foot onto the peg for the very first time can be a little bit challenging. What I want to do this time is, because Steel Brigade was one of the challenging figures I found to put on the stand, I have actually only stood this figure onto one peg. I've never put his left foot onto a peg. So I'm going to show you today my method of fitting this figure onto the stand for the first time. So again, we get the hairdryer and 10 or 15 seconds on the heel of the boot and we should be good to go. Okay, now that figure's it's just kind of nice and warm, and then we're going to go straight on. And again, I think you'll find with this that once that figure's foot has been on the stand one time, it will expand the hole in the heel of the boot, and you won't have to do it again. We have here an absolutely terrific range of products. I cannot wait to finish my video review of all of Series 1, and I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and that you really enjoy your Action Force product and you just have an amazing experience with it. It's a very expansive toy line with all of the different accessory sets and weapons packs and customization. The customability, if that makes sense. It really is a terrific toy line, and I want you guys to have the same amazing experience enjoying this product for the first time that I have. So thank you for tuning into this tutorial, and stay tuned over the next couple of weeks for my epic Valaverse Action Force Series 1 video review, because it's coming soon. Alright, it's Desert Rat and I'm signing off. Cheers.